Here's something I learned today about communication that really stood out to me. If you find yourself rambling means to speak or write something without meaningful point. And I had a lesson with Vincent today, and the first thing he said was there are three lessons that can help us to unlock the three C's. The three C's include clear, concise, and coherent. And he went further to say that these theory lessons include nervousness rehearsals and 3-2-1 framework. So what he said was that when it comes to nervousness, we all have this part of us that is always very nervous. For example, when a question is thrown to you, instead of you calming down to said you rush into it, you begin to rabble, and it means that your mind, for example, I'm trying to tell you something now. I am thinking of what to tell you, and my mind is in another way diverting to think about what if what I'm trying to say is not making sense to the audience. How is the audience taking what I'm trying to say? Is it really making sense? Why am I feeling as if I know it too much? These are things that can cause nervousness, and most times we all struggle with it. And here's something that can help when you're always feeling nervous when you want to communicate. What you should do is focus on the audience, focus on the person you're talking about. Try and detach yourself from whatever your mind is thinking about. Number two is rehearsals. He said that if we rehearse enough, it means that when you are giving yourself enough rehearsals, you become better in communication. When there's a slow effort rehearsals, it's going to definitely lead to a slow result retention. But when there's a high effort level of rehearsals, it's going to result to high level of retention. What this means that your depend on how high you are, that's how your brain is going to remember it, and that's how it's going to stick connectively. The next thing he also went to talk about was the 3-2-1 framework, which is his own way of communicating. It means that when a question is thrown to you, you either fix it in one, this is what is one thing, or you fix it in two, that means two types, then or three, that's three steps. For example, you're asking me, what do you understand by communication? When you throw such questions like that to me, the first thing I'm going to do is, if I'm using the one number one policy, I'm going to say one thing you should know about communication is the ability to express yourself so that people you are talking to will understand what you are trying to say. Now, if I'm using the other type, I'll say two. I'll be like, there are two steps that you need to consider when communicating to people. Number one, what are you trying to point out? And number two, how do you want these people to understand it? Then the last one is the three types, which is this. I'll be like, okay, there are three types of communication that we need to always put into consideration, or there are three persons, or there are three response we should be talking about when we are talking about communication, or there are three stages we should be talking about when we are talking about communication. These are the things I actually talked about today, and I'm really glad that I learned. What is really your challenges? Do you rabble when you are talking, or you feel nervous? What is really your communication challenge?